What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the newest data download that just arrived here on One Piece Treasure Cruise. And this data download brought along two new Rumble rare recruits. Obviously, we're just coming off of the last month rare recruit banner with the other Roger pirates, you know, Sembel and Nozudon and the other Crocus character. Those were pretty underwhelming characters in my opinion, and I was really hoping for big things moving into this month. However, I do feel like these characters are not really what was required. I would have loved to have seen more shooter support, more cerebral support, more striker support. That's what I would have loved to have seen. You know, the classes that actually need support in Pirate Rumble would be awesome, but unfortunately, it's focusing more on Driven and Powerhouse again. I mean, specifically Driven, that's the one that really didn't need that much of a buff. I mean, already combining colors of Int or Quick into Driven is already very strong. So the fact that they're going back to that, I don't understand why. So we'll talk more about it here. The banner does go live on March 3rd, 1900 PST, so it is going to be here very, very shortly. In terms of the step-ups here, we have a discount on the first, then we've got a Rumble ability and special level character at max. Remember, this can be anything, even from generic rare recruits, so the second multi is a nothing step. The third one gets you a legend with level 5 ability and special. I've talked about this before, but the amount of investments that you have to feed into a character to get level 5 Rumble ability and level 5 special, it's actually not that much. So I feel like this is also kind of a nothing step, though it is kind of good if you end up pulling those Rumble legends, of course. Step 4 is a Pirate Rumble Sugo-Fest only character. So this is a character that only is available in Pirate Rumble banners. This is not bad. And then the fifth one guarantees you a recommended character, which is obviously from the characters you see here at the back. You got Frankie and Kanjuro as two previous Rumble rare recruits. Kanjuro's okay, Frankie not so much. You got Smoothie and Orochi, the two other Rumble legends. Both those characters are somewhat okay for sure. But then you got the two guys at the front, which is Porchemi and Blue Jam. Now, moving past step 5, you've got some other just generic steps, max ability characters, but it can be anything. Another Rumble character on the 8th, recommended on the 9th. But obviously, it just cycles through here with very generic steps. Due to what these characters do, this is definitely worth skipping for most players out there, but I guess most of you guys are wondering what the hell do these characters do. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So we'll start with Porchemi first, who is going to be a quick driven powerhouse. Obviously the abilities of these characters basically mean nothing because they're not going to be used in normal content, but let's have a look at their Rumble abilities. So him being a quick driven powerhouse, let's have a look at his resistance. He does completely resist action bind, that's pretty good. 30% damage reduction taken from strength. But his Rumble ability, Powerhouse allies level 5 HP, level 5 speed, and level 5 attack. Now, Mono Powerhouse in general is kind of an odd situation because, at least in my opinion, the best way to run Powerhouse is to just run the Fighter Powerhouse team. That team is very good. Characters like Katakuri, Who's Who, Legend Garp, Ulti, those types of units. They're very good together and they synergize so well. And obviously Pirate Rumble Rare Recruit King, Don Chin Jiao, they got some good stuff. And the fact that this character isn't a fighter character means you have to run that mono powerhouse style team. You could run the hybrid of running quick and powerhouse together. You've got characters such as Kaido, Akainu, Magellan, Cracker, all these quick units that are also powerhouse that could work with this unit. Legend Smoothie, Legend Orochi. There's a lot of options there for sure. His Rumble special though, 32 CT is very high for a Rumble rare recruit. 2 enemies with high HP for 4,000 fixed damage up to 2 times. So, I mean, to be honest, targeting 2 characters for 8,000 guaranteed damage, it's not bad. That is a pretty hefty hit for sure. And especially towards the late game, this could be very big. I think that while he's very offensively focused, I think that he's just a character that the quick driven or the quick powerhouse team, should we say, probably doesn't really need. Well, yes, he's going to be good and really annoying to deal with in Rumble for sure. He's just a very offensive style unit, and I don't really see this being a massive game changer. But obviously, he does do a lot of damage. You do have to be very careful about it. 4,000 fixed 2 times to characters with high HP, so it means that the characters that he targets, those 2 hits are always hitting those targets, right? So essentially, it is going to be 8,000 damage to 2 targets. So in a lot of cases, that actually will knock out a lot of characters if you don't have, you know, the HP investments. Due to the fact that his CT is so high though, it does mean that his special will likely move last if you are using it on your team. And if you're using characters, as we said, characters like versus a Kainu or super type Kaido, who will launch their specials before this guy, you can get them very low, and then his special just absolutely destroying those characters that he targets. There could be a way to use this guy, but I just don't think that it's like a super game-breaking character when you compare it to some of the characters that we've had over the past few months, right? So that's poor Chemi. The next character, though, is going to be Blue Jam. Blue Jam seems very interesting, for sure, and I think that this may be a character that might see some play. But I don't know. He is a quick and driven powerhouse, and obviously the special doesn't really mean that much. So let's just jump into his rumble stuff. So he resists special bind completely and strength damage reduction. His rumble ability is very, very interesting. So driven allies are receiving these buffs: level 5 defense, level 5 HP, and after 50 seconds have passed, all enemies defense down level 5. Now, it's very rare that you see a rumble ability that grants HP and defense, so very, very defensively focused. But also, the fact that he gives level 5 defense down to all characters just after the first 50 seconds is kind of wild. This is a really good rumble ability, and just rumble ability alone, I can see this guy being used in some teams. Remember, he is focusing on driven, so you obviously can run the mono-driven squads. You could use him in the same kind of realm as like the Rumble Rare Recruit Fujitora, despite the fact that Fujitora Rumble Rare Recruit is a quick unit and is a driven boosting character. He is often still used on an int-driven team because although you're not getting the color overlap between the two, the fact that driven gets so much defensive buffs from that one Fujitora character, people will still use it. And I think this is in that same realm. Despite the fact that he's a quick unit, this character could easily be slid into an int-driven team, right? I think it's going to be a really annoying character to deal with, and especially late game, just receiving level 5 defense down to all characters, it's a pretty ridiculous ability. Moving on to his special though, his special ability, 28 CT, does a medium horizontal range, 100% chance of halving defense for 10 seconds. So not half stats, but just half defense. So not only is his rumble ability granting defense down, but then his special also does it. And then a large horizontal range for 2.3 times damage. But after 50 seconds have passed, 80% chance to action bind for 7 seconds. Now, I believe the action bind will only hit in the same range that you did your damage with. I'm not too sure. It doesn't have... it's not really worded well here, but I assume that because it says large horizontal range, 2.3 times damage, then there's a comma, then it says 50 seconds, after 50 seconds have passed, you get the action bind. So... yeah, this could be a very annoying character to deal with in late game scenarios. The defense downs, the damage that he does isn't amazing, but of course, when you have all of these defensive effects occurring, this could end up being pretty dreadful to deal with. And then also the potential of action bind as well. And what was the percentage on that again? 80% chance of action bind. I think V2 Odin is like a 70% chance or an 80%. And we already know how annoying it is to deal with that. And the action bind lasts for 7 seconds. So yeah, this could be a very devastating unit to deal with. I'm not too sure though. I'm not too sure how often you're going to be able to see a character such as this. And once again, because quick driven or even just driven teams in general, they already have a pretty succinct squad, it may be really difficult to try and slide characters out to put this character in. But alternatively, if you were unable to pull characters such as that Fujitora that we mentioned, this could be a good replacement for that. Personally, Fujitora is a character that I don't own, but having a character such as this would be a pretty good addition to those teams. Personally though, I'm actually going to be skipping this banner. I'm not doing not even the discount multi on this banner. I'm going to be avoiding it. I don't really need much from Rumble banners in general, so look, it is what it is. I just wanted to make this video to talk to you guys about these brand new characters because while I don't think it's exactly what we needed for Rumble, there's a lot of other teams in Rumble that definitely need the support. I just think this character is very interesting to talk about, especially Blue Gem with a very interesting Rumble ability, and I think that both of these characters could see some play, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Remember that with the introduction of a new Rumble Rare Recruit banner, we should be receiving new single matches as well to go alongside it. So I assume that they're going to be very, very annoying, but the Dex team will typically be the best way to get through like a full-on quick squad, so we'll have to wait and see. It is going to wrap it up for me. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.